let's keep it going. I do think Peter Parker's Camera or Phenomena Recorder is still like the card that has like the highest potential, and I think it has really high potential in this shell. And another thing is this deck was looking really good. It was looking really good as our backup deck on Monday. We 4-1'd our league in between rounds of the challenge, and I think that Peter Parker's Camera / Phenomena Recorder very, very strong, where you can copy Urza's Cave activation to get 2 Tron pieces. You can copy Coretapper ability. You can copy Planeswalker activations. You can copy Urza Saga triggers. All of these are really, really relevant. I'm only playing 3 at the moment, and I also kind of wanted to add a key, but the list got really full. I was kind of thinking about cutting the Cornucopias and then just like trying to tutor them with Tezzeret, but then I kind of realized that doesn't make as much sense because having more mana batteries is really important for the cameras to be good. So I think playing 3 is going to be okay, and just trying to, like, they aren't a card that's super good at multiples. You can tutor them really often with Saga and Tezzeret. So I think trying 3 is going to be okay. We have tried holding priority again. You just have to hold it before you start paying costs. Yeah, I think the Candy Trail is really important so you can get card draw and selection with Tezzeret. So this hand is potentially very nice if we draw a Mox Opal, a Surge Node, or a land. And we're on the draw. Is that enough? Is there anything else that's good? Candy Trail, the first draw is okay, but I think I'm going to not count it. So that's 26 very good draws. We also have like Eldrazi Temple as like a really insane top deck, but so we're on the draw with a 53 cards left. Sample size is 2, and then we have 26 hits. 75. I think I'll keep 75%. On the draw against Boros, so we're definitely going to need to hit, huh? What was that? Just to calculate white 4. I'm calculating the math to keep this hand. So this math is to hit either a Surge Node or a land in the first 2 turns for this hand to be good enough to keep. Again, we have the big upside of hitting an Eldrazi Temple for the Fleshraker too. They've got a turn 2 Ragavan on the play, so not so bad. We do brick, and we're a little bit mathematically unlucky. 25%. They flip a Mystic Forge. Thanks, Ragavan. Yeah, I think it's good to. I think it's good for y'all and it's good for me to pull up the calculator on these spots. Usually for like 75%ers, I almost always try to keep Witch Enchanter. Although maybe in game 1s you just are supposed to mulligan more often. Let's keep the ball rolling here, I guess. Yeah, just 4 non-lands in a row. Okay. On the play for game 2 against Mardu, I don't think we're changing much. The big thing is like sometimes you board in a Relic and then keep a Tormod Crypt for Karn and Relic for Saga and Tezzeret. I don't think we care that much about Flage, especially with our K commands. Weird that we can't have a companion with an all-colorless deck. The X-Spells would have stopped Gigantha, but Gigantha's banned. We have Planeswalkers and K command for Umori. We have Coretapper for Kihira. Right. Great. 7 on the play. I'm really excited to Peter Parker's Camera, Urza's Cave, and get my 2 missing Tron pieces too. I guess we could get the camera off the Tezzeret, maybe. Yeah, I don't think that they'll ever print any more companions. I would be shocked if they did. Does the activated ability 1 fit in the deck? Zerda, you can't play Zerda because of Urza Saga. So they take the Mystic Forge, which is a little bit weird because that's not the one I could cast next turn. Interesting. I think I just want to go. Oh, sorry, I could cast it next turn. Duh. No, I just miscounted there. But yeah, I think I just want to go Tezzeret 0 on the Chalice, and then play the Coretapper. And then if they melt down this turn, it's obviously bad, but then I can get another mana battery. And if they don't, I can get Peter Parker's camera and get Tron off the cave. Yeah, we've played Rings in this shell before, and so like some of the ideas are coming from that build. There's like some infinite combos with Rings with like the keys, and then so I thought about going more in that direction, but they graveyarded a Charmaw. That's probably not a great sign for our Tron plan. I did cut the Ballista. So I'm gonna have to sack the. I'm gonna have to sack the Coretapper if I want to. Urza's Cave or copy the Urza's Cave with the Cornucopia, and then my Tezzeret is currently surviving Ragavan. So it's nice here that we can have Tron against a Meltdown, and we can have maybe a big Cornucopia otherwise. We can also just get 2 Urza Sagas here, maybe. Maybe 2 Urza Sagas is just the move. If they kill the Tezzeret, we probably do that. They flip a Karn the Great Creator, which is an absolute nightmare. Why did they have to do that? And I dropped my stupid earbud again. Oh, they don't have the mana. Okay, so they just play a Flage. So I need to decide to Tron or to not to Tron. They graveyarded a Charmaw, which makes me think that they are more likely to have one. So I think we're gonna go for the double Urza Saga line. So I'm holding. Okay, I'm gonna undo. Hold control. I held control before I tapped the Chalice. Copy this. Do we have an artifact land to fetch? No, but that would be pretty cool to save the Tezzeret. It's kind of a niche situation though, right? The mana is already pretty tight, or the lands that you're playing are pretty tight. Yeah, I think we'll just make 3 constructs here. And then if they've got Meltdown, we can float mana and make 3 constructs. I guess only 2. And I get another cave. Could get another cave. That's kind of interesting. I think probably in this spot it's better to get the constructs because we just have maybe lethal. Probably gonna play a Charmaw here. So if they attack here, let's not block. Then we get got by Meltdown. So just an attack, which is obviously nice. So here's a fun trick. We can the search ability here. We can go copy the search ability, and then we can get another. And so this goes on the stack. Then we can get another camera, copy the search ability, get another camera. We're doing this to grow the constructs where 2 of them are lethal, instead of them being able to survive with a chump block. I guess we're already at that point, so I guess I'm just gonna get Candy Trail, so I don't die to. So I don't need to go more into this. I shouldn't have made this anyways. So sack this before I search again. I don't know. Clicking buttons. Let's go. not playing a Jitte in this build. I have played Jitte in the shell before. It is okay. Okay, was not expecting Fele to get flashed in. So hopefully they don't have the meltdown. I guess was it possible to put 2 more artifacts into play? It probably was possible to kill them here through the Fele, yeah. Now I see why 4. We're only playing 3, but you might want to play 4. You might want to play 2. It's a little bit unclear. I think field 3 is an okay number. Yeah, I could play Voltaic. Manifold Key for the Construct Beatdown plan. Voltaic Key goes infinite if you have Rings of Brighthearth in the sideboard sometimes. So the deck is getting very full. The deck is getting very full. I wonder if maybe it seems weird, but like it's possible you could open up the deck some by cutting the Tezzerets. I think you have to keep in Tron, K-Command, Fleshraker, because this gives you a lot of resiliency to the sideboard cards that are really good against you. But it would be weird to cut Tezzeret when you're adding the cameras because it's so good with the cameras. Why do we need the Fleshrakers? It's just like if your opponents are boarding in all these meltdowns and like Karn the Great Creator, just like all of the cards that are so gross against you, you just get to kind of ignore them. Okay, so turn 2 Karn, you get to kind of ignore them by playing Fleshraker. So it just gives you another angle of attack, and it's really important to have another angle of attack. Okay, our hand is weak to Thoughtseize. They take the Karn, which I probably would have been disrupting the mana here instead. We'll see how this works out for them. They might have a different way to attack the mana, of course. See if they have Felia. Felia is pretty good against my Chalice. Why Cave over Expedition map? We have one Expedition map. But Urza's Cave is like particularly good with camera because you get to copy the ability and just put 2 Sagas or 2 Tron lands into play. And to play better than your hand, right? The second of Adventures Fair or hard to add. It's very hard to add. Very hard to add. Yeah, Warping Well is actually a pretty interesting card. Will give you a lot of wrath against these. So they're going to target the Coretapper, then they're going to reset the Chalice. Go through the motions a little bit. Yeah, I'll update the deck command. Yeah, just really tough to lose game 1 like we did, which is probably like a good argument for taking the mulligan that we didn't take. Because it's just like winning game 1 is just so important when they bring in all these sideboard cards. Because you can win some sideboard games, but winning 2 is very tough. There's a reason for 4 server basic land types. It just shouldn't really matter. Better versus Titan because of Vesuva. I guess. I guess there's not a particular reason. It kind of bluffs Haywire. Might you could say. Go to 1. Let's go to game or round 2. But you need to play like a basic, of course. At least 1 basic. Would be nice to have more. You could play a second in the sideboard. Camera looks really good though, and that of course is the most important thing. Okay, so definitely keeping this on the play. Almost always want to lead on the Urza Saga game 1. And then you don't want to play the Chalice because if they Thoughtseize the Coretapper, then you want to go X equals 1 on this. We drew an Urza's Cave. So it seems maybe a little bit interesting to try to get Peter Parker's camera off the Saga and then set up to get Tron online with the Urza's Cave. I would have enough mana to do that if they don't have a removal spell for the Coretapper. Otherwise, I think I'll be 1 mana short next turn. So we're on the play against Eldrazi here. If they end up just playing like a Talisman, then maybe playing Karn is going to be the better option this turn. Instead, they play a Rumble. There's Icetill Explorer, but they choose Wooded Foothills instead. So draw. Well, let's get the camera. Mom, get the camera. Could this be a Demolition Field deck? It's Demolition Field plus camera is interesting, but that's not this deck. I think that's not possible. I have to do this main phase because of the floating mana, of course. I'm holding control. Copy that. Let's get a mine and a power plant. I do think Demolition Field camera is pretty cool, especially if you're playing like Enigma Jewel. Sorry for rhyming. They have 3, 4, 5, 5, so they can't kick a Myco Spawn this turn, thankfully. They could maybe go Icetill plus Ghost Quarter, which would be bad. There's the Icetill. Ugh, gross. Got really excited. Thought that was the right Tron piece for a second. We need a tower though. So we have 10 mana this turn with the untap. Is it more mana for me to play another Chalice so I can go play this? I have a 8 mana if I go X equals 4 instead. I could Tormod's Crypt their graveyard. Then I'm kind of low on resources. I guess looks like I'm 1 mana short of comboing off maybe because I could go Karn into Paradox Engine, but then the problem is, oh wait, no, I think I have exactly enough. I have exactly enough because I can go tap Everflowing Chalice, 0/0, activate 0 on the Tezzeret for the Chalice, copy that ability with Recorder. So this is gonna, that would give me 3 and then 6 and then 7, and then I go down to 2 to play Karn. Go down to 2 to play Karn. I play a land. I play Paradox Engine. Oh, then I think I'm just 1 mana short. No, how am I 1 mana short? So 7 mana here. 7 mana here plus 4 is 11. So that's Karn Engine down to 2. Oh, the problem is I can't Phenomena Recorder to copy Karn's ability. That's the problem. I can't there's no way for me to do that. Because the Recorder's still going to be tapped when I minus the Karn. So I don't think there's any way to get around that either. But I still have 11 mana. I ended up cutting the whenever you play a card, spell, draw a card, which maybe that was wrong, because it would be pretty nice to get here. I'm 1 short of getting the 8s, I believe. I have 13 mana. No, I don't have Tron. I don't have Tron. Let's see, if I make this a 4/4, that doesn't help either. I might want to do it though. So make a 4 counter Chalice, tap it for 4, untap it with Tezzeret, copy that ability to make 10 mana to go Karn Bridge. You can just get Mystic Forge. Just get Mystic Forge. And then I'll just have the Dice Factory mana to not care so much. Oh no, I miscounted. I thought I could make it 4. Ugh. I cut the Ballista. Okay, so this is. I go x equals 3. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I think I have enough. So 3, 3, 6. Yeah, with the camera, I've got exactly enough. And again, just having another one of these in play is so valuable in this spot. So untap this with the, and then copy this ability with the camera. The line maybe I could have also just minus Karn and then just chosen 2 things with the camera this turn and just passed. But just putting Mystic Forge into play seems pretty good. And then also putting the extra 3 mana chalice or 3 counter chalice into play. So I might tap the Forge end of turn to not draw this. I'm not sure. Ballista be there. Ballista's in the board for Karn, not in the main for Tezzeret. We did not have enough mana to Karn Ballista X equals 4, because if we did, we would have just gotten Extinguisher Battleship instead and killed this and then killed one of their lands. How many Spider-Man cards do you think will make the top 8 at PT? I mean, probably 0. If any, it doesn't seem like any of them are gonna be too crazy. And I just don't think people will have tested them too much either. But I could be kind of surprised. It's nice that we have the shuffle off the Tezzerets here. They put the card to 2 loyalty, no surprise there. Do I want to play that? I don't think. I think maybe if it was the Everflowing Chalice, it'd be kind of a consideration on this. It's just not at all. Fleshraker's a great hit. Another camera should be good. Another camera should be good. Can ultimate the Tezzeret and copy the ability. So let's just tap the Mystic Forge first. Do I want to copy the Tezzeret 0? Battleship is insane. Yeah, welcome to the stream. We've been playing a lot of that card. I'm grabbing Candy Trail. Okay, another Fleshraker is great. Should have Eldrazi Temple the first one, but the Tezzeret's mana positive because just Mox Opal is it's +1 mana. It's +2 mana, I guess. One from the spawn, one from the Opal. It's also lethal without me needing to do much else. Not too bad for getting triple Ghost Quartered. Not too bad. Maybe I should bring in the Relic, actually. I think I'm going to cut the map against the Ghost Quarter deck, and then the Relic can maybe disrupt the Ghost Quarter. Oh, sorry. I want to cut the Candy Trail. Because this is just still a cantrip off the Tezzeret and pinch. Yeah, copy Stonebrain could be cool. Stonebrain could be cool. On the draw against Eldrazi, I think this hand's a little slow. Well, don't love this keep on the draw against them, but I think we gotta. The nuts. So they don't have another land. It's very unfortunate if they can Ghost Quarter my basic forest. They do hit a land off the Rumble, or if they can Myco Spa my basic forest. Very interesting that they're playing it. I think it makes sense in their deck. We're very cold to conquer. Well, we've got 4K commands. I don't think we're that cold to it. Alright, let's go to game 2. Or game 3, sorry. If we were on the play, I wonder how different things are. Probably not all that different. But yeah, the relic is important so that you can board in the relic and get it off of Tezzeret or Urza Saga game 2 and still have Crypt for Karn. Although, you know what? I think I'm actually going to bring in... I think I'm going to bring in Needle for Ghost Quarter instead. Let's try that. I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Surge node instead of saving it for the Fleshraker, I guess. Hope they don't have turn 2 Void Mirror again. They did keep 7 pretty fast. I guess we can Expedition map for Forest again. I wonder how many they're playing. Oh, I just get Mox. I could get Mox Opal, but I don't have enough. Don't have Metalcraft. Yeah, I guess I gotta get this. Did forget we also have Mox Opal as the out though. But not an out if they just have Ghost Quarter here, we're so dead. They rumble, they don't hit a Ghost Quarter. They hit an Ugin Slap, a Misty Stomping Ground. I guess we get Opal off Saga as the out. Seems thin. They choose the Emrakul. They rumble again. They hit a Disruptor Flute, which they can play off of a land this turn, I guess. They do choose the Flute. And then they dismember, but it's countered by their Void Mirror. Let's go! Oof. What says I caramba? That feels pretty fucking good. You know, I think I'm gonna play Mystic Forge over the Karn here so that I have the out to like dig for a Mox Opal. Or an, I guess Astral Cornucopia would work too, so that I'm not dead. Although, wait, sorry, I guess we're not beating it because of the Void Mirror. I guess I'm still gonna get my triggers though. That's Tron. Maybe I'm just gonna kill them. Interesting that they took Emrakul and they just didn't take a land. I guess it's because they had the second Sprawl, right? Yeah, but I guess even if they do Ghost Quarter by Forest this turn, they're just going to die to Fleshraker, probably. That's true. We can cast Cornucopia through the mirror. Very lucky to beat Void Mirror in games 2 and 3. Oh, no, sorry, only in 3. We lost through game 2. Game 1 through the Ghost Quarters. Fun match. They may have abandoned their Tron ways for some Neoform action. Neoform is a pretty tough matchup. Maybe Simic Ritual too. I really do not recommend playing Flage. It's very bad with rituals. All right, let's keep it moving. I think Flage sucks in the deck. It's also just rough on the mana. I would really not recognize it. I have a Murderous Cut for Elesh Norn. You also have Binding beats Doorkeeper Thrall, so it's less of a concern. But I just think Flage sucks so much in that deck. Yeah, we can't play Vexing Bauble. It's just like too brutal for our deck. Don't really have much for Neoform. Except like a fast stone brain off Karn. Got some Chupacabras over main deck subtleties, change the mana, is fun but awkward. I think the subtleties are just too important to have the interaction. I will say, like, one more time though, like with the Cascade Ritual deck, it's like every suggestion is just thirsty 4-color players who are trying to make the deck grindier, but the deck is already too grindy for its own good, and you just like just any deck building decision that's like I cut fast interaction for a grindy 4-drop is just it's a non-starter, in my opinion. I'm with this deadline B. Well, we've been doing well with the Birthing Ritual deck. It's just so it's got to stop trying to go over the top. I guess they have a consign. See if we get turn 2'd. I wonder if how good Recorder would be in like a more normal Tron build. What if you could build like colorless Tron with like kind of this mana base, but 4 of each Tron? I don't know, like maybe just playing like Urza's Cave in addition to the maps. I don't know. What are you gonna charge? I was gonna get Everflowing Chalice off the Saga. Neo4 matchup seems really tough. I think let's keep pivoting. I do think that the camera looked really good in this shell. I don't feel like I necessarily have a lot more to learn by playing 2 more matches though. I think there's like so much like possibilities with the camera. I'm just like wanting to just keep building.